Advice for those who can't figure out why their partner depends on them for everything. I've heard too many stories from women stating that their partner looks to them for every single thing, every issue around the house. It's on you. Advice on what to eat, what to buy, what to say, etc. Since it's Reddit and these are advice subs, the advice is always dump them, but as we all know, we can't solve all of our problems by ending our relationship. My advice across the board for this is just to stop. They depend on us for everything because we have the answer for everything. When they ask us how long to microwave their leftovers, we tell them. When they ask us 2 million times what to get at the store and then call us from the aisle to ask which one and make us send them a picture so they'll get it right. We do all that. We need to stop. Either they can handle it or they can't. If they don't learn and grow, we can ask them to figure it out. If they don't, we can move on. We're not doing ourselves any favors by holding their hands through everything. Stop. I did stop doing everything for him. He broke my washing machine when he stuffed it full of clothes. He said it was my fault for him having to do his own laundry. He burnt my pans beyond use when he had to make his own dinner. He broke the recliner that I bought and scratched my hardwood floors by dragging it out of the house. He cracked a door frame. Somehow. All acts of weaponized incompetence. That is just a few reasons why I dumped him. My husband texted me the other day, asking if the broccoli in the fridge was still good. He was in our kitchen. I was at work. I saw the message pop up and ignored it. He got into the habit of asking me for everything because I either knew the answer or I'd be fast to find it. He's got eyeballs and a smartphone. It shouldn't be me figuring it all out. The way I've always viewed it, if a man can hold down a job, he can figure shit out for himself. I've never worked in an environment office, factories, or retail where a man needed his boss to dictate every decision, tell him how to do his job, or hold his hand all day. If he can maintain a job, he can maintain his life from cleaning to shopping and everything between. Unless you birthed him, you shouldn't raise him. I've seen women in this sub say don't do it for him, sit down and teach him so he can do it himself. And I'm like, honey, he knows how to do it or can figure it out. He's not stupid. He's scamming you. I'm not sure how some of these women think their husbands hold down jobs with that attitude. In relationships, men only do what women allow them to do. Don't allow this nonsense. I saw something recently where a daughter asked her mother how she knows how to do everything. And the mother said, I don't. But everything is figure out able. I like that and feel like it applies here. They can figure it out if they tried. Now if anyone has recommendations for county workers who did this to you, I would be interested. I'd argue that a better answer is not to just refuse, but to say what you actually mean. To say I'm disappointed that a person as smart and capable as you needs to ask me how to do this. You're offloading this mental task on me and I need you to care about doing this correctly as much as you care about any of the other things in your life that you care enough about to research how to do correctly. I don't know. I actually did solve nearly all of my problems by ending my relationships with useless men. I mean, sure, drop the rope and see if they get their shit together. But let's be real, they usually don't. Married 15 years and I definitely enabled this dependent behavior in my husband. I low-key stopped over the last 6 months. I got so tired of it. And since getting a full-time job, I just don't have the patience or tolerance for it anymore. He completely surprised me this weekend. He needed some new clothes for some work events coming up. He hasn't shopped for new clothes in at least the 15 years we've been married. Without my prompting or reminding, or any input from me at all, he arranged to go out shopping with his best mate. I couldn't believe it. Stopping works. It really does. My spouse has one particular question that drives me batty. Most things are just fine. But when he cooks a frozen pizza, he always asks me if it's done. I'm not even in the room. Dude, it's pizza. You've eaten it before. Is it golden brown? At this point I just laugh and refuse to look. I do that to my husband, but my standard response to stuff he should know is, "It's so weird how the bowls are in the same place they've been for 18 years. Or my favorite, "What would you do if I wasn't here? Do that and stop bugging me." Totally agree. When we first got married, this was an issue and I put an end to it very quickly. I am not your mother. We are in this together. You're home more than me. This will not all be on me. Almost 20 years together. He does the majority of the cooking, cleaning when he's home. I do shopping, laundry, but he puts it away 'cause I hate that part, lol. I have ADHD, so I really don't have the capacity to do this for another full-fledged adult. So I didn't. It didn't build the habit, and I notice he doesn't ask me as much as some other people's spouses. He's got anxiety, so sometimes he does ask me nonsense things, but he's in therapy for that. If your spouse can't figure it out themselves or seek a professional about it, I don't think dump them as bad advice. If they can't help themselves, there's nothing you can do about that. Agreed. I get sick of hearing the same tired story of women enabling this childish behavior. Most men don't love their partner. Most men use their partner like an appliance. I'm sorry, but that's reality. A big part of this is status. Knowing the exact sequence and temperature to grill a steak at a weekend backyard barbecue is high status cooking. Knowing the right temperature and time to make meatloaf for a generic weeknight dinner is low status cooking. An awful lot of guys are barbecue masters but can't be bothered to make a simple dinner for their kids. It sucks that so many people dating men need to use the same tactics I used to train my kids to be adults. I think this same advice should be kept in mind for raising kids. To be honest, after a point, stop holding their hand so when they go out into the world and find a partner, that partner doesn't have to break that habit for them, and you as a parent can have confidence in their own ability to be a functional human. Why? Just leave their sorry asses. But as we all know, we can't solve all of our problems by ending our relationship. Well, not all our problems, but the problem of being in a relationship with an absolutely useless individual can 100% be solved by dumping them. And honestly, at this point in my life, I'm absolutely done with housebreaking a man. Either a man comes into my life who has his shit together, or not. I'm fine either way. I feel called out on the grocery and taking picture thing. Except with my mom, lol. I just wanted to make 100% sure I'm not doing something wrong, because else I'd get screamed at and called names. I did this. 3 months later we agreed to divorce. I was just talking about this earlier in the week. These men never seem to have this many questions and problems doing their jobs. They're not stupid and helpless. Just lazy. Stop enabling it. I see so many posts about this on this subreddit, and it always makes me feel grateful. I live with my boyfriend and he works hard and then loves to come home and cook almost every single meal. He loves to do the grocery shopping. I have ADHD and he is very neurotypical and likes to do the cleaning as he is much quicker at it than me. I always clean the bathroom or try to do his laundry as much as I can, and I'm in charge of the finances and keeping bills up to date to keep things fair, but he definitely does 80% of the household stuff. I just want you ladies to know it's possible and it's awesome. Even better, don't continue to date people who do this. Yeah, I just ended up breaking up with him. He was reasonable at cooking and things like that, but he turned me into his 24-hour therapist, financial advisor, social coordinator, and emotional punching bag. No thanks. It was draining the life out of me.